Anyway, so I'm here with Ryan. Good buddy. We just met though, but I feel like we're tied into some way or another. You know, you ever meet anybody? You're like, I like that guy. You know?
Yeah. You feel like you just kind of got a connection bond or something.
So here's the deal. I want to share with you a little bit about his story, but I did give him this book. This book is an incredible book. If you haven't read it, it's called Restored, and it's about giving you hope and restoring your relationship with Christ. And we were talking a little bit about this and about your life a little bit. Now you were up in PA. You had a little issue. I understand that. You wound up, going away, doing a little vacation, right?
Right.
You had some trouble, and you wound up here down here in Baltimore.
Right on.
Okay. And then your struggle is, and which all of us do, is it's a lot in our mind thought, right? In our anxiety, our depression, our worry, our doubts, the haunting of our past. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Am I talking right language for you?
Yeah.
And how do we get past that? You don't get over that. So, what have you been doing? How have you been dealing with it?
Man, honestly, it was kind of difficult to deal with it at first. Like, I really didn't. I feel like I kind of just like shut down a little bit and didn't even realize it. You know what I mean? I kind of just like went on autopilot and just started getting
numbed out.
Yeah, and what's crazy is I started getting like accustomed to like being a part of like the lifestyle out here as if it was normal almost. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
Like you wake up every day and you take a shower, brush your teeth, do whatever else. Like, it's all like a routine. It almost like just got to the point where it was like that became my routine. It was just, being stuck and where it felt like that. It didn't feel like I was stuck. You know what I mean? It just felt like that was almost normal.
And the streets aren't normal.
Yeah.
Now, what did you do growing up? What did you do work-wise?
Work-wise, I worked a few different jobs. I started doing landscaping a lot. I was a laborer for one of my ex's fathers for a little bit, so I learned a little bit of like construction stuff like that, but like, not as much as I would have liked to. But honestly, like,
here and there, whatever you can do.
Here and there, whatever I can do.
Right.
Kind of handyman and stuff.
Now, what's the biggest battle you have? Because a lot of people have it, right? What's the biggest battle you have in your mind that ultimately got you to where you're sitting out here? It's freezing cold. There's going to be 12 inches of snow tonight, right? You have a place to stay yet? Have you figured that out?
Kind of. I'm working.
There's going to be ice tomorrow, right? About an inch of ice. What was the battle in your mind that got you to where here's the reality we're facing tonight and tomorrow?
I mean, you definitely kind of helped put it in perspective. I didn't realize it was going to be that bad.
Right.
And last night, oh my God, I got so cold last night too. Like, thankfully, something's going to shake. I mean, it's cold right now, even, but it's
at least you got my hat on, don't you?
I know, yeah. I got both of them on.
Okay, so here's what I want to give you today, right? We're all going to have a tough time, right? There's always a battle that's going to happen. The battle is in our minds, right? That's where the battle is. And the problem is like you said, where you think the street's normal, right? Like you thought at one point that was the way life was, right? The interesting thing is in that New Testament, in Romans 12, if you go to that, the second verse says this: do not conform. Now listen to this. Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
Right? And you're starting, you're like, I'm taking this step. I know I'm supposed to be going in a different direction. And that's where you're going.
Right.
Now, here's where the problem comes in. You're battling it in yourself.
Right.
And your battle is that either A, somewhere in life you haven't felt either accepted, significant, worth anything, or secured in what you're doing. I've been there. Have you felt that way?
Yeah.
Okay. Christ came for that. Okay, so here's where the issue comes in as men, and this is where I had to make a decision one day to change my life. Do you know the stories about Jesus on the cross?
Yeah.
Okay. So he's on the cross, and there's two thieves. One's on one side, one's on the other. Right? One thief said, "To hell with you. If you're so great, get off this cross.
Right.
If you're who you are, get down and prove to me. Meanwhile, the guy's dying on the cross. Right? The other guy was smart enough to realize who he was sitting next to and who was present right in front of him. And he said, remember me. And you know what Jesus says? I'll remember you in paradise, right? The man didn't go to Bible school. He didn't do anything. All he did was turn to Jesus and say, remember me, right? You know, when you get there, will you forgive me? And Jesus forgave him. So my question is have you ever started down that path? Have you ever accepted Christ in your heart?
I have.
You have.
I actually
Okay,
have,
good.
yeah.
So that's awesome. And that's the most important thing. Now the question is, what are we going to do with it?
Right.
So what we're going to do is we're going to work together on this. I want you to work on this. We're going to stay in touch, right?
All right.
We're gonna get the number. Now, question for you. If there's one piece of advice you gave somebody that's 20, 22 years old, because you got a couple more 8 years than 22, right?
Yeah,
23.
yeah.
And I got a couple more years in you. That's why mine's gray. You still got a good looking beard. Mine's all gray. What advice would you tell somebody at a point where you made a turn and you said, I shouldn't have made that turn and I wish I didn't? Like, what was it first, a thought in your mind, a seed? Like, where did you realize it was going the wrong way? And what advice would you give somebody?
Man, that's a really good question, because I think a lot of us don't realize that, you know, something might be the wrong choice or how wrong of a choice it was until ultimately, you know, it's pretty far down that line.
Right.
I mean, there's a lot of things that I wish I wouldn't have done, but then again, I don't think I'd be where I'm at today, and maybe I wouldn't have met a lot of the people I knew, you know, if I wouldn't have, you know, gone down the path I went down.
So there's a blessing in everything you do.
I truly believe so. I think that sometimes it's like, okay, like for example, I was watching Spider over here last night build its web. And I was like, I don't know why you're building it right there. I mean, it was right by the door. I'm like, you guys, it's gonna get knocked down. You spend all that time just to get it knocked down. And I was like, man, I kind of want to just knock it down for you. And as pissed as you're gonna be, it's gonna save you time ultimately. You know what I mean? And then I started thinking that, like, in the grand scheme of life, like sometimes I'll put so much effort and work into doing things just for it to basically get knocked down or like get destroyed. It's like, why? Like, you know, a lot of people would ask, like, God, why would you do that to me? And then that's when I put it in perspective for me. Something that small, like, maybe that's why. I mean, it's like actually ultimately saving me time.
It is.
Maybe it was gonna fail in the long run, and instead of like,
oh wow,
you think, yeah, you know, and then so God's like, no, hey, like I'm gonna cut that off for you,
that
even though it might
wisdom,
seem,
brother.
right, it might seem like, you know, bad luck at the moment, but down the line you'll realize that that was for the greater good.
What's interesting is there's somebody today, right, that's living in one of these houses around here that thinks they got everything, and they're pissed at God. They're mad because something didn't go their way. Their prayer wasn't answered, whatever it was, and they think it's like God's genie in a bottle. You know what I mean? Right?
Yeah.
It's not. But he has a plan, and sometimes we go through the difficult times because his plan is for greater good. And you today are standing here with no place in the verge of a blizzard that's going to start in the next 6 hours, and you already are wise enough to see that. God bless you, man. Right? That is awesome. That is awesome.
Sometimes that's what it takes. You know what I mean?
Well, look, if you want to help at all, crossvictory.org, go hit the little donate. Throw some money on it. These are the guys we help out here. We do things. We're glad to help them. We're going to take care of them tonight. Hopefully help them get them some food or a place. So I appreciate it. But any last words for these guys? I'm glad I met you.
Glad I met you too. Yeah, no, just everybody stay safe. And I mean, said there's always there's a blessing in disguise, you know, with everything that comes. So
amen. Amen. Good word, bro.